Chris Vance. You'll never want to leave your house again. That's the view. Dolls.
What's up, guys? I'm probably gonna delete that intro. Alright, this is the Garden of Horror. This is the second podcast. This time, I'm with my partner in crime, but we're not gonna jump off a cliff this time.
No. Absolutely not. I would definitely dive out of the car. Sorry.
Yes. I think we both...
I'd go to jail. I wouldn't care.
All right.
I would just be like, he made me do it. I was crazy. I'm sorry. My bad.
I'm with him on that. But actually, we're not in Arizona. Is that where the movie was taking place?
Yeah, like the Midwest or the West, actually. It was taking place in the Southwest.
There we go.
The desert.
All right, but we're definitely not in that situation. We are actually in upstate New York, in the Catskills Mountains. We're camping, and that's where we are. We have a fire pit going. You could probably hear the stream running or all the ambient noise. This is the Garden of Horror, where we do horror movie reviews.
And definitely watch out for spiders, too.
The eight-legged freaks.
Yeah, David Arquette, yes.
Yeah. He was in Eight-Legged Freaks, and that's... I'm actually terrified if that's going to come towards me right now.
Yeah, they're little, but they're just, like, everywhere. Like, I think we're on a spider house, personally.
We're definitely sitting on them.
This is, like, we're on their domain. They're just like, what are these things?
So how are you, Max? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Like, the hike wasn't that bad. We should have went to the spot that you were talking about, but you know what? It was getting dark. We couldn't really do that, you know.
It is a hike, but we're really dedicated to this podcast because we want to start it up. We actually have not really a contest, but a little situation. It's probably going to be a while. This is a brand new podcast, so once we get to 100 subscribers, we're gonna pick a random subscriber, maybe the 50th or maybe the 25th. It's really a mystery to the both of us. Don't you agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what you'll win is a print from a very famous film from the 80s called The Exorcist, and it's framed. And it's free. Everybody loves free items.
Yeah, it's my favorite 4-letter word.
There we go. It's actually one letter from the 5-finger discount, which essentially is what you're getting this print and framed for free. From what you noticed in my first podcast is a basic format. We will start off with some news, horror movie news. Then my buddy Max is going to chime in some video game horror news, which he has some juicy, some bloody goodness for you. But to start things off, we have some major events that happen. This is the Garden of Horror. So recently, for the film that's been in the talks and in the works, this film is called Bone Tomahawk, which stars Kurt Russell.
Well, I love Kurt Russell.
You do like Kurt Russell.
Love him.
What was he in again?
Oh, he was in, like, tons of stuff. Like, stuff you probably never even heard of, too. Like, Like, you probably never heard of Captain Ron, but that's not a good example. But, not his finest moment, but let's see. Snake Plissken, that's a famous role of his from Escape from New York, which is a John Carpenter movie.
There we go. Great director.
Yeah.
The poster or the image is released from this film, and I kind of like it. What do you, it reminds me of like a nice '80s feel to it, nice little '80s vibe. You know, what did you think of it?
Yeah, like, I like the Western look that it had. It was very, like, old time, like a Clint Eastwood almost.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly how I felt about it. And then next we have Natalie Portman.
Really?
She's beautiful, but
Yeah.
she's in talks of this book adaptation called Annihilation.
That's probably why she's doing it, 'cause it's a book. Apparently, she reads a lot. Like, she went to college, too, apparently. She went back to college after she became famous.
And I don't know if you guys, she wasn't in that new Avengers film. I noticed.
Who would she have been in that? I didn't see the Avengers. I'm sorry.
She would have been buddy with Thor. With,
yeah.
Chris
I saw Thor.
Hemsworth.
I liked Thor. I thought that was very, like, good for kids. It was like, it was different.
He's like the Thunder God, and Natalie Portman is hanging out with the Thunder God. She must feel real special. But yeah, she's definitely in talks with that film. I mean, I like her. She's I mean every role she played, she was fantastic, and
Even in Star Wars.
yeah, for like a little, yes, she was in
Look, she cried in the third one. She was good in that.
yes, in the third one, episode 3. I'm actually really excited for the 7, 8, 9 trilogy.
I'm
Are you excited?
I'm just like,
Yeah?
it's Disney, so I don't know what to expect now. Like, I don't know what to think of this. I
Right.
mean, it could be good, it could be bad, it might not. Like, it's
Princess Leia is gonna be the new Disney princess.
what are they gonna do?
Right? You're gonna be seeing like dolls of her.
In
You're
the
gonna be seeing
slave girl
toys.
in the slave girl outfit, I could picture it now, just like like on the float for Jabba's palace, like floating down Magic Kingdom.
I'm actually doing the tongue movement, the Jabba the Hutt when he's dying.
Oh, okay.
Probably gonna edit that out, but for the next one, the most famous horror movie, and I feel like many horror movies came in this, and many remakes, and so many different titles, like very common titles. Like if you notice today, a lot of like movies are like hopping off other movies, like they all have the word paranormal and some random word after that. Or like The Awakening. But anyways, essentially, the original title for the new Amity Horror film, it was Amity Horror Awakening, but they renamed it Amity Horror Reawakening.
Oh, I wonder why.
But yeah, that's all the news I have for you today. And the next is video game horror news.
Yes, so it seems that Jason Voorhees is now available on Mortal Kombat X. I'm sure everybody's heard about that.
I'm really excited about that.
Really?
Once the game was released, I literally kept on going to Google and typing in Jason Voorhees gameplay. None of it was available. I wasn't aware that Jason Voorhees wasn't available instantly when the game came out.
Oh, so it's like they need their downloaded content. That's what they do.
Yeah, for like I guess like money profit.
Yeah.
So like I didn't realize that. I thought he was available right away, and like that's all I really was curious about, his vitality, and then like all his like motion moves and everything.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see that gameplay. Absolutely.
But yeah, no, I mean it's gory. I mean his one vitality is kind of from when Jason went to space, when he dragged the body out in the sleeping bag and started banging against a tree. They have made a reference to that from the film. It's pretty brutal.
Okay. Does it do that like slow motion shit where it like, zooms in on their bones crushing and all that stuff?
No. That's only for the X-ray moves.
Yeah, I like that. That's like
but
my favorite
they
part
should
of it.
die. Like those X-rays, those X-rays should be fatalities.
Yeah.
You cannot live after your skull is getting crushed in. You know, but it's Mortal Kombat. I guess that doesn't exist when reality exists. When somebody's head's getting crushed in, you can live. You can just stand up and be like ready to throw a punch, pull Johnny Cage, just like crush him right between the legs. You know?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Like, it's just...
I love Mortal Kombat. I play that most of my years. I mean, I remember when I was younger, I played like Mortal Kombat 1 in the arcade. I actually do remember this. And I was so psyched on it. But I never played Mortal Kombat 2. But Mortal Kombat 3, the trilogy on, I believe it was Genesis, that was like my favorite game.
Really?
It had so many characters.
I was a Street Fighter fan, sorry.
You were a Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, with Barranca?
Like,
that was his name, right?
No, I thought
like the green Hulk with the orange hair?
The gameplay was like a little bit more like a video game, personally. Like, I think that in Mortal Kombat they were really like trying to go for the realistic approach.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, if you want a game, Street Fighter's your game. Like, that's my thing.
Did you ever see the movie Street Fighter?
Well, yeah, I think Robert Julia was in that.
He was.
Yeah, from the Addams Family.
He was, yeah.
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 That was his best role. Well, he was pretty good. Well, apparently Julia did that movie because his kids were actually fans of the video game, and that's what really drove him to do it.
That's why he accepted.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I had no idea. What else do you have for us?
Well, the Walking Dead video game is in its third installment, and it's being premiered this year at E3, which everybody's excited for, I'm sure. I mean...
It's The Walking Dead.
Yeah. I mean...
Who doesn't like The Walking Dead?
I mean, I've been watching it, so, like, it's just... Like, in my opinion, Rick is a boss. That's just what it comes down to. But I don't want to give any spoilers away if somebody hasn't seen it, but like he tears some guy's throat out, like with his mouth.
The Walking Dead is such a good show. I mean, I understand why people hate it so much, but like, oh, there's not enough zombies, or it's like too much drama.
It's not just zombies, though. It's everything.
How long can you pull out a zombie film? Like, I mean, how long can you prolong it for?
I mean, they can milk this thing as long as they want.
They can, which
these actors are signed on and they don't mind doing it for that long, and they're just like, yeah, paycheck, why not? I don't care.
I don't even mind that. It's just like you really can't do that. I mean, you can't do that much with zombie films. All right, there's zombies. They're in front of you. What do? You shoot them. You can't be repetitive and keep on doing the same thing over and over again. I understand the show is slow, but that's what draws you into it. That's what works.
Well, you have to look at who's writing these things too. You can't just, like, expect them all to be good.
You've seen the new season, right?
Yeah.
I understand, like, there are different directors on each episode, but whatever director's been doing the newer episodes, they're really focusing on the cinematography of it. They're really like shooting scenes, just like shooting like a campfire, like for like 2 minutes, and like people are like bugging out. Which is, I'm one of those people that are bugging out of it. Like, oh, what's gonna happen? Like something's gonna pop out or anything, but nothing happens.
Well, I also like how
like that.
Yeah, well, I liked how they've been breaking it up a little bit with the characters, like going for a more Game of Thrones approach, where they're shooting one character here, another character there, another character doing this, and it all comes together. Like,
right.
I think the writing somehow got a little bit better. The directing too. I think they just didn't want to mess up this time, and it's just
right. Exactly. It's just so much better than you see. It's a lot of like character development. I was reading a year ago. I think it was like the 4th season. They want to like head towards the direction of character development, which I think is a cool idea. Because when somebody passes away, unfortunately, you really feel for that person. But the ending was that.
Well, I mean, Tyrese was getting a little useless, in my opinion. But that's just me.
He was.
He couldn't kill. Like, he was just like, "Are you kidding me? Like, everybody else can do it. Even Carl. Like, come on."
Even like his sister right now is like really hungry for killing.
Yeah,
or even all of them.
She's making me mad. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about that character.
I don't like her at all.
So it's not just me. Like,
No, I actually really dislike that character, and I never really read the was it the graphic novels?
my friend Dave read the graphic novels. He tells me things like before they happen too. No, I don't know. Like the new stuff, I tell him to keep me in the dark now because like it keeps ruining the show. And like, but like he does tell me what they do change.
How do you feel about the new spinoff that's coming out?
I mean, I'm gonna like watch it, with my family up at my my aunt's house. Like every time it's on, it's just like I don't know what to expect from it because it's a spinoff, and like the actors they hired for this particular series is actually like they're pretty good. Like I'm not gonna lie, they top notch, and they keep hiring guys from The Wire. I don't know why, but it's just ridiculous.
I really hope they don't spoil how the virus spread. I really hope that spoiler happens during The Walking Dead and not Fear of the Walking Dead.
I mean, they kind of gave you a little bit of hope with Eugene. Like, hopefully, like, this guy actually knew something, but, like, right from the get-go, you knew something was wrong with that mullet.
Yeah, I mean, he was a little sketchy. I mean, he was very to himself for most of the part. He knows what he's talking about. He's really good at math. He knows a lot of information. So, like, whatever he says, I would trust that judgment.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, he was lying about the whole, he has a cure for the virus, which I actually did believe, to be honest. And I was totally surprised when he admitted that he didn't know the cure.
I was surprised, too. Like, I was... Like that
I was blown away.
I was just like, okay, that's conflict. Nice.
But I'll still trust him. I mean, he's a very intelligent guy, and I feel like he would know what to do in specific situations. But he's such a wimp.
He kind of mans up a little bit in this season, a little bit. Even the priest, the father, he did a little bit.
I hate that guy. I hated that guy when he first came
I like
on.
the actor though. I can't tell you though. Like he's great. Like. He really is that.
Didn't he like get caught for like a DUI or something?
Yeah, he
recently?
did.
This is getting off topic. So yeah, the new Walking Dead game, which I'm not sure if you guys played it. I've watched streams on Twitch, and then, like, it seems really fun. Like, I actually might like invest some money into it. I believe it's a different plot line, it's different characters. It's in the same world.
Okay. All right, I'll buy that.
So what other video game news do you have for us?
The Evil Within third installment is confirmed that you get to play as the villain this time, so that's going to be pretty cool.
That's different from most video games. You don't play as like the monster, the villain.
Yeah, I can't really think of a video game where you do. Well, I mean, Black Ops 2, you get to play as the villain a little bit, but that's... All right. That again, like that's true. I mean, there's a couple out there, I guess.
Yeah, there's a couple out there, but to play like a guy with like he has two hammers, two hatchets, right? Like swinging. Yeah, that's pretty terrifying. And you're playing as that character.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though. You actually get to be that and get to like enjoy it a little bit.
Sounds psychotic, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's a video game. It's not real.
It is a video game, but not according to most mothers out there. Not have video games released.
Yeah, that's true. That happens.
I played the most recent Evil Within. That's what I did on Halloween in 2014.
Really?
I went to Redbox, rented it. I did not pass more than 15 minutes into the game. That game is hard.
There should be a disclaimer.
No, it's really hard to play, and it's brutal. When you die, you see a full action scene of you getting murdered.
Oh God!
So that was pretty terrifying.
Oh man!
Hard video games are great.
Yeah,
they're really cool.
I'm more into the sci-fi myself, though. Like. Video game wise, I don't know, like it's not more believable. That's why I like it. It's like unbelievable is what's great about it. Like Halo is a good series, and Half-Life, like that was a great series, which they're supposed to come out with a new game eventually, but they haven't announced anything yet. But Black Mesa Source, actually, that has like a timer on it now, and we don't know what that's till. We think it's till like when the site closes down because it's been up for so long.
What is that game about?
It's like it's Half-Life, but they are redoing it in Source graphics. like of the newer games. They take the newer graphics and they remap it. Like they actually redo the entire game in that new texture, and you get to play that way. It's pretty cool. But I haven't heard anything like news wise from them in a while.
Really? So
It's pretty. It's actually a pretty scary video game. Like these big monsters run after you and stuff. And when you're like an 8-year-old kid, that's actually pretty scary.
It's probably like Blizzard. They'll like announce something, and they don't announce anything for like 3 years until like oh, we're in production again. And like nothing else happens for like another 2 years.
Yeah. Then again, the first Max Payne was scary to me. The part when you're in his dream, the part when you're doing the V trip, like those parts were a little scary for an 8-year-old.
Was that on Xbox?
No, that was on PC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like you're not like a kid my age should not have been playing video games that are for 17-year-olds and above.
I remember Max Payne. I mean, they had a movie about that, right? They had a Max Payne movie.
I mean, it was not anything
was
like
it?
it was not anything like
it.
the game. I mean, they could, in my opinion, they should make a series of the games, like a
real
Netflix.
dreamy, right?
Like they should make something on Netflix or HBO or like even that Amazon Plus or whatever, like of Max Payne, because that's a pretty interesting story.
It's a whole interesting. I mean, I remember playing the Max Payne game on Xbox.
And the second
first one.
The second one's a completely different thing that happens to him, and the third one, I have to say, was pretty good too.
Which was the one on Xbox? The second one, or
no? The maybe the second one might have been on Xbox. Actually, no, the first one might have been on Xbox.
It was real dreamlike. I remember climbing on some sort of like a vein
bloodline.
Bloodline.
Yeah, that's the first one.
That was the first one. Okay, yeah, I guess it was re-released on the Xbox.
Yeah.
And like the whole entire game was like real dreamlike, and I really think you go like really far with that
if they actually made the series, if they actually made it a series and made every chapter like of it, because it is a graphic novel in the game itself. If they make like an attempt
to make a real good vibe of it,
they just can't do it as a movie. Like the same thing with Assassin's Creed. You can't do that as a movie either. You should do it as a television series. A, you can make more money, and B, it's actually kind of interesting. I mean, like the second one ties in with the Borgias. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Max Payne definitely has like a good storyline. You can probably make a lot of things out of it.
Yeah.
So next in the news, we have the remake of The Blob. The Blob.
Yeah. The Blob.
The Blob. They're actually remaking this film again, and they casted their first actor for this film.
Who is it?
Name one person.
I like that's really hard. I mean, come on.
It's a little bit. He actually was on a plane with a bunch of snakes.
No, Samuel.
Yes.
Look at that. Oh, come on. I mean, now people are gonna watch it. That's gonna be awesome.
Samuel L. Jackson was casted for the new Blob remake. He's been in a lot of movies lately.
Yeah. Did you see him in Django Unchained?
I haven't seen that film. I've been meaning to watch that, but I haven't.
It's a great movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
I have to watch it.
Yeah, actually, Will Smith was actually approached with the project first.
Really? And he denied it, or?
Yeah, because the first scene is like slaves being walked through the woods in like the middle of like Louisiana or something like that.
And he denied it. But then yet he's taken the role for Suicide Squad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's taken. Will Smith is accepted the role for Suicide Squad, but denied that film.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Why?
I don't know.
It's a kids movie, Suicide Squad.
Maybe that's why he's doing it. He's got kids.
Maybe. But anyways.
But then again, his kids are older now and doing movies of their own, so it's kind of like...
Well, he was actually in a movie with his kid.
I know.
And it was horrible.
It was awful.
It was like terrible. I've watched like 20 minutes of it. I just like, no.
The producers probably said, you can't do this film with your son again. And he's just like, I'm doing this for my son.
In Europe, between the 15th and 19th centuries, it is estimated nearly 8 million people were convicted of heresy and executed by fanatical witch hunters in order to save their souls.
This is The Garden of Horror. One of the movies that I've watched this week is called Dolls, which I'm sure most of you have heard of. They walk, they talk, and they kill. This is our review part of the podcast. Dolls was made or filmed in 1987 by the director under Stuart Gordon. You guys might know Stuart Gordon, who also did The Reanimator and the film From Beyond. This was his third film. It was shot in Italy. When Stuart Gordon was confronted with this film, they wanted the movie to be as gory as his first two films, which he didn't really want, but he actually reshot the film in a few scenes. They actually didn't make the cut for the film. Essentially, the plot... Max and we're in camping right now. We have a campfire going. We have bugs flying everywhere. I don't know what is next to me right now, but it is completely distracting me.
It's this big beetle that's trying to get to the lantern, and it's just failing miserably over and over again, and it keeps knocking itself on its back. It's really pathetic.
Moths are usually, or whatever bug that where we are now is attracted to light.
Yeah, but like, why are you putting this towards me? It's not going to solve your problems.
So anyway, 6 characters end up stuck in a ditch somewhere in 2 different groups. The first group is somewhat of a family. You have a father and his daughter, and then you have a stepmother. The stepmother is kind of like an evil stepmother, kind of like Corleva DeVille. Like, she's really evil. Those 3 get stuck in a ditch. They realize they really can't get out, but they see this mansion, this huge mansion. And I personally thought the mansion looked beautiful and amazing. Like, I would live there, to be honest with you, but they weren't having it. But they didn't have a choice. They started walking towards the mansion. The stepmother, the evil or the mean type of person she is always talking back to the daughter. She's just evil. There's like not much to say. So they essentially end up at the house, and they meet these 2 kind old folk, and they actually let them in to stay. They have a house for the night, which is great. The wife of the mansion offers them dinner. They all agree, so they sit down at the dinner table. And they really get interrupted by these 3 other people, like these 2 punk rockers from the 80s. This stockbroker type of person, like, he seemed like his money. Everyone else they're all sitting at the table introducing each other. Everything seems grand. But the husband admits that he's a doll maker, and they actually kind of admit they're witches. So pretty much they have dinner together, and nonsense happens during the evening of the hours, the witch's hour at 3 a.m. Dolls come to life. The dolls seem to be very judgmental. If they don't like the person, they pretty much kill them. And that's pretty much where the movie's at right now. What I like about this film is the animation of the dolls. Don't you agree it was very high tech for the time, the 80s?
No, I liked it.
It was great. Even with other doll films, I'm not sure what they were using at the time, but it looks so good. Even compared to a lot of the CGI today.
Yeah, the puppeteers in this one were really good.
They were. It was amazing. I was just blown away. But
the dolls were strong. For little dolls, they do some damage.
They were. They killed. I don't give anything away, but they literally killed half the cat. There wasn't that many characters. They cut off a lot of the characters they introduced. This movie, I'm sure everyone's seen this, and they all know about this film. It was just really, really well executed. It was just really done so well, and everything was hidden. Everything was dark. I really like the gothic films, and the whole entire film. It was a thunderstorm. It was just real dark. A lot of the shots were just really dark. It wasn't as gory as compared to the director's other films. They actually wanted this film to be as gory or as Stuart Gordon's other films. It never made the cut, which is completely okay, because the film made up for himself. The film was basically about channeling your inner child.
Yes.
And if you weren't peer pressured by the environment that exists,
Like the one character, the guy.
yeah, the stockbroker,
Yeah, that guy.
the stockbroker, he was kind of like hesitant to agree, not really to agree or to admit that he still has a child in him. You know,
but like it shows off in the movie where he does.
Exactly. That's really what you just bring out your inner child, and that's what kind of life is about. Like you just gotta be you. Don't pretend you're somebody else. Just be you. You know, man.
Yeah.
What did you like about the film?
Well, my favorite part was when the wife, the stepmother, she was like battling the dolls, and she goes one way and then goes another way, and then jumps out a window.
That was actually like one of my favorite scenes when she jumps out the window. Like she was like, "All right, I'm done. Like I quit." That was like her evil side. Like it just like it was conquered, and it's like you're rooting against her like the whole entire film, and then as you see, she just gave up. And then she jumped out the window. Like, I was cheering. I was clapping. I was like, yes, she is gone.
But she's not gone. They bring her back inside.
She brought her inside, but she was like a doll. And I really like that, and I really enjoyed that scene when the husband, he was dancing, he was like, where's my wine? And he was trying to cuddle with her. Well, that's where the gore comes in, like the sheet. The blood kept on like pouring out of the sheet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was like he was trying to do it in that one, but I guess like he was like trying to tone it down a little bit. I mean, there was some gore, but not too much.
And what I also liked about the film was like the music. A lot of horror movies, which makes like horror movies from the 80s like really good, is the music. It's so eerie. It's creepy, but it just extends, and like that really, which made, I mean, in my opinion, a lot of like horror movies in the 80s like really good. But even like the special effects of the puppets,
Yeah.
it was just so well done. Like I can't even like express.
I mean, each one of those dolls, I guarantee, was handmade.
They definitely were. They definitely were. But this film actually included like actors from like RoboCop 2 and his previous film Reanimator, Puppet Master 3. You know, this movie is, I understand like a lot of people might have seen it, but if you haven't seen it, you really had seen this movie. It's really this came around the time where Chucky came around, and like it's just like this movie came around the perfect time. It stood out. I understand Chucky was like if you would ask somebody like have you ever heard of like a doll killer movie? Naturally, they're gonna mention Chucky.
Yeah, normally.
Normally, yes, but like you need to recommend that person this film, Dolls. It's kind of short, but it's just like the perfect amount of timing.
Yeah.
It executes so well. And the little girl, I thought she
was a fabulous actress.
She was great in that film.
Yeah.
The intro of this film, I mean, I thought it was like, I mean, I found humor of the film when like her teddy bear,
Yeah.
it became a giant like creature.
Yeah, that was funny as hell.
It's random, right?
Well, like they wanted to show you the power of the house and like how the environment is surrounded like by this, and like her like they want you to think maybe it's her imagination at first, but maybe not.
Exactly, she was in denial of her imagination because of her father.
Yeah.
I hated her father.
Yeah.
He was a real jerk.
Yeah, he was horrible.
I would never be that person.
Oh God.
I really don't know what else to say about this film. I mean, because like I said, everyone's seen it. I mean, even the ending was like a fairy tale ending.
Yeah.
It was. Everyone
They get
was
in the
happy.
car. They leave.
Yeah, in his little convertible, stockbroker's convertible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very Disney ending. Actually, the Stuart Gordon, the director, he had talks of a sequel.
Sequel to Dolls.
A sequel to Dolls, yes.
I mean, you could do a sequel. I mean, they showed it leaving off at another set of people.
Yeah, the daughter and the stockbroker. And the stockbroker mentioned, like, the daughter mentioned she meet my mother to the stockbroker.
Yeah.
And the stockbroker mentioned, like, okay, like, let's do this. That's actually what the sequel is about. They actually end up married to each other. But the twist is, the owners of the house, they get shipped to that house where the daughter's mother is as dolls.
Really?
Yes. And that's what the sequel is supposed to be.
Okay, I can see that.
Right?
Yeah.
What'd you think about that? What's your favorite kills?
Oh, when the one punk girl runs down the stairs and she's confronted by the British soldiers and they actually shoot real bullets and it's just like, what the fuck?
Yes. Like, I was expecting that all. Like, I was thinking there'd be like some like pellet guns.
Yeah.
But no, but they're real bullets. Like,
you see it come out of her.
And, like,
it's actually pretty cool.
yeah, and you felt the pain she was feeling. Like, they were real bullets. And then she got shot again. and she just died.
What did they do with all these bodies, these dolls? Like, you wonder. Like, I think they turned them into dolls or something like that at the end.
Yeah, they all turned to dolls.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, they didn't really explain, like, what magic is evolved or anything. I mean, I guess, like, the wife was a witch. The wife of the house.
And he was a wizard or something?
I mean, that's just a male term of the witch.
Well,
Like a warlock or a wizard. It's just like a male
Witchcraft
term of
and
witch.
wizardry.
Yeah, it was all witchcraft,
if you're going by
essentially.
Harry Potter rules, of course. Yeah.
Love Harry Potter. But, yeah, I mean, I really don't know what to... This movie is just, like, so good. I was sitting down, like, all right, I'm going to watch another, like, 80s, like, horror movie, but... My eyes were like, it was so good. I'm surprised, and I really wish they made that sequel because I'll probably like it just as much.
I mean, like, I personally thought the movie was great. Fed on all the horror tropes. It was pretty cool.
And like, it just wasn't gory. Just like
But it was like original too. Like, it wasn't like too campy.
No, it was definitely original because like dolls weren't. I came around the same time as like Chucky came around. Like the doll.
Well, like the whole idea of it.
I mean, there were
taking place
doll
in-
movies like happen, but like they're just specific ones that stand out, and this is one of those films.
Yeah.
You know, Stuart Gordon, like like I mentioned earlier, he did, the most like on everyone's top 10, top 20 horror list, Reanimator. Reanimator is just. That's based off of like H.P. Lovecraft story. It's just, this guy like knows what he's doing, and like Chemo Dolls is his third movie, and just he still kills it.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard that much about him since, but it's a great film. I would give this movie to be honest with you, 8.5, 8.5.
Yeah, I would give it that too.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It was entertaining.
Yeah.
It was great.
Maybe laugh. Like, it was pretty good.
It had like you mentioned earlier, Max. Like it had all the like horror elements, but like and it's okay if it has no nudity.
Yeah.
I'm
not really trying to see the stepmother naked though. She wasn't really that hot.
No, she
She was awful. Like she looked evil. Like she looked disgusting.
she did, and like that's really cool. Like she was evil from the beginning.
And the husband was trying to get it in. It was gross.
Yeah, and she had the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was yeah. But like both of us will get. I guess you'll get 8.5 as well.
Yeah.
I'll give it 8.5 as well.
The movie I'm going to do is Dead Silence from 2007. It's another James Wan film written by Lee Whannell and James Wan, creators of Saw.
And Insidious.
And Insidious.
I really want to see Insidious 3.
Yeah, it looks good.
It does. Can't wait. It comes out in June, maybe. I believe.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
So excited. It's a trilogy, and if they make a fourth Insidious, it's a franchise.
Yeah.
Actually, the woman in Insidious just got recently nominated for Grandma of Horror.
Grandma of Horror?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I mean, I'll consider. I mean, if I were to be awarded for Grandpa of Horror, I wouldn't mind that, to be honest with you.
The movie is starring Ryan Quanten from True Blood. Everybody knows him as the character Jason Stackhouse. And in this 2007 film, he
The Womanizer.
he comes to you as Jamie, the perfect all-American boyfriend. Does the plumbing. Gets the Chinese food. Happens to come across mysterious packages that come to his door. Kind of like in Chucky. Other than that, like he's a good, well-rounded character. I thought he was pretty cool. He goes back to his hometown after his wife is brutally murdered by having her tongue ripped out of her face, which is the overall theme of what we're going on here with this movie. He returns to his hometown to find his father having a stroke. His stepmother, who is this woman who is not much older than him, is there caring for him.
It's another evil stepmother.
Yeah, and it seems to be a role, like another horror trope that we keep coming across, the evil stepmother.
Yes, yes.
Then eventually, the detective that was investigating the wife's murder, he immediately thinks it's the main character. He follows him to the hometown. Eventually this leads to Mary Shaw, who there's this poem that they say during the movie called "Beware the Stare of Mary Shaw. She had no children, only dolls, and if you see her in your dreams, make sure you never scream." So obviously that comes out in the movie. If you see her, you do not scream, otherwise your tongue will be ripped out of your mouth. And the whole entire idea of that comes from when she had her tongue ripped out of her mouth during her history that they go into, where she apparently kidnaps this boy, and the town forms a lynch mob and basically kills her or rips her tongue out, something like that. But during the climax, you see actually the Jigsaw doll in the row of 101 doll from Saw. You see that in there.
Some side information.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's another James Wan film, so I think we wanted to show that in there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, not to give anything away in the movie, but the ending was pretty cool. It had a nice twist ending. I thought it was pretty cool. It was different.
It's definitely a James Wan film with that twist ending. You would never think that would happen. I actually rewatched this film when you told me you watched it.
Yeah.
And I was watching it actually with my sister, and I kept on looking at her, does she see the foreshadowing of what's going on? I was trying to look at her facial expression, and she was just into the movie. She didn't notice that at all. So so I guess a lot of people first experiences I had it, no one really noticed. I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but essentially, kind of in the beginning of the movie, it was kind of
right in front of you.
Right, literally right in front of you. Exactly, it was right in front of you, and you really don't notice it. Which James Wan just does that so well, even in the movie Saw.
Yeah. I was a kid, not that much of a kid. I was in middle school or going into high school.
Right.
That movie was pretty profound on me. It was pretty powerful, the ending. How the guy gets up and shit. That's just crazy.
And again, it was right in front of you.
Yep.
It's just so weird. This guy executed so well. Right now, my buddy Max could be ending of this campsite, and I wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
We're camping right now, and this is kind of cool. It's a different environment. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys hear the stream right now, the river, but it's great. But that silence.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It's James Wan. He had a little twist at the end,
Yeah, if I were to give it a rating, I would probably give it maybe like 7.5, maybe a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would essentially be kind of around there. I would have given like a 7, 6.5. You know, because like just because of the ending. Yeah, even like Max, even that you mentioned earlier, like you had Jigsaw and that. I guess a kaleidoscope of dolls.
Yeah.
You know, like it was so hidden. I didn't notice it. Just like I didn't notice the ending at the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
You know.
It was pretty well hidden. I liked that about it. It made it for a good mystery, and like the big reveal was like, you know, like what happens at the end of these movies, but.
Can't really say it.
Yeah.
We don't want to give any spoilers away. But even on what was it? What did that actor play again?
Oh, Ryan Kwanson?
Yes, like he was in True Blood.
Yep.
But his role was complete opposite.
Yeah, like he was like this. I don't even know, like the Don Juan of the South. Like he's such a jerk in True Blood, and this one like he's all about his wife, and like, he was like horribly traumatized from everything.
And just like it's so great, like these actors, they're so like diverse with their roles.
Yeah,
you know, like you just go from a jerk into like like a married man, who's trying to like bury his wife. He doesn't really care about his family.
Yeah, compared to his character in True Blood, who's all about his family and does anything for her.
His sister.
Yeah.
Not like his women, his wife.
Yeah.
But like in Dead Silence, he's all about her, and he just wants to bury her. And Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah.
I
like that touch when the
Donnie Wahlberg is in this movie.
What was your favorite part of the movie?
What was my favorite part? My favorite part, it's pretty much when it's never really been done before. I mean, I'm not sure if it's really done before, but from what I've seen, it's never been done before, is the complete silence.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
The complete, like, utterly silence.
It only happens when no one's around. It's crazy.
It's like kind of where we are right now, in the woods.
No, but you still hear planes.
If a tree falls alone in the woods, do people hear it?
I mean, it does make a sound. Like I can't get over that. People say it doesn't make a sound. Yes, it makes a sound. Don't try to lie to me.
Of course, it makes a sound.
Physical object hitting a physical object. It's definitely making a sound.
No, I'll agree with you right there. But if that tree were to fall right now, we would hear it.
Yeah.
Like we hear this fire right now.
Raging.
We're hearing red and blue colors. And sound has colors to it.
Oh.
And when sound comes closer to you, it's red. If it's running away from you, it's blue.
Yeah, that's true. I remember red shifts and blue shifts.
Exactly. So when a tree falls, it's making red and blue.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Dead Silence, yeah, it's on Netflix. I haven't seen it in a while, but it's definitely
definitely worth a watch.
It's definitely, I mean, if you're into Saw like movies, if you're in that twist ending, I'll definitely watch Dead Silence. What was the rating you gave it?
7.5.
7.5? All right. I could be down with that.
Yeah.
All the feeling that I have finding you for you inside. You don't know how many times I wish that I could tell you. You don't know how many times I wish that I could hold you. You don't know how many times I wish that I could hold you into someone who could cherish me as much as I cherish you.
This is the Garden of Horror feature review. Annabelle. Annabelle is about his newlywed couple who recently came in contact with a doll. The wife is a doll collector. It seems like she has a pretty decent collection. Anything from a rare doll to a common doll. Her doll collection seems adequate.
Yeah, I would say so.
She's been looking around for this specific doll. Her husband surprised her with this doll, and she was very satisfied and blissful about it. They moved into this new house. For their current situation, or any situation, I've been pretty happy with this house, to be honest with you. I came in contact with occultists, I would say. Eventually, this doll becomes possessed by this woman named Annabelle. And essentially, this film is pretty much about a doll who's possessed by the occultists, and it just terrorizes her and
Mia and Ward.
Mia and the husband. John and Mia were being terrorized by this doll that was possessed by the occult. Not much happens throughout this film, to be honest with you. That's literally the whole entire plot of this movie. It's very repetitive. The husband leaves, who's a doctor, which usually is a good husband, but is always on call.
No, he was like the perfect husband. Like there was a point in the movie where she said, "Oh, you believe me? Like you believe me that all this stuff's happening?" And he's just like, "Of course I believe you. I love you, baby." It's just like, yeah, right.
He is the perfect husband, but he leaves.
Constantly.
He leaves constantly. And
Well,
she's
Mia leaves
pregnant in the beginning of the movie, and he still leaves her. And whenever he leaves her, something terrible happens.
Like the house catches fire, like some shit like that.
Because occultist, and he comes back running to save her and agrees to whatever she says. But like, it's okay. Like, I'm here now. But it happens throughout the whole entire movie. It's very repetitive. He leaves. He comes. She experiences paranormal activities, and he comes back just in time to calm her down or save her. That's essentially the movie, and stuff happens at the end, and I don't want to give it away. This movie didn't actually say it was based on a true event. It was based on a true event. The Annabelle doll was real. It didn't look like the doll in the movie.
It looked like a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
Which I have, which now is creepy to me.
Really?
So, yeah, it's in my living room. You should see it.
I haven't seen it yet. I definitely want to see it.
It's something like that. Like you have to see it.
Well, I'll be down. This movie was based on true events or based on a real doll. His mother made a Raggedy Ann doll personally for her daughter for her 20th birthday. But the doll was haunted. The doll would move and leave messages for them. So it kind of spooked them out for a little bit, and they contacted a medium, which told them the doll was inhabited by a girl named Annabelle.
Really?
Yes, and Annabelle was 7 years old. So the doll is possessed by a 7-year-old named Annabelle.
Was it like evil?
Yes, actually, it was evil. It's one of the few parts the movie got right. The doll actually attacked her friend by choking her.
So it's a strong doll, like in Dolls.
For some reason, why are those dolls so strong? Where do they get this power from?
Well, the ones in Dolls were actually like little creatures, so like that's
They might have the same powers that Marvel comic superheroes, Ant-Man.
you never know. Like that could be true.
Ant-Man gets small and he acquires these superpowers of a strong man.
Yeah, you can lift 100 times your weight.
Yes. It's really
Do you
weird.
think it's an Ant-Man theory?
Yes, it's the Garden of Horror Ant-Man theory. But anyway, so after the incident when they attacked her friend, the exorcism didn't go too well. But the doll is currently residing in a museum, an occult museum, by Ed and Lorraine. Lorraine was actually in the ending of the film buying the doll. It's not a spoiler, it's history. But that's just some behind the facts of the movie. It's a prequel to The Conjuring, which actually they're making a sequel to The Conjuring. I believe,
John R. Linetti was the director of photography on The Conjuring.
Did he produce Annabelle or?
No, James Wan produced Annabelle. So it's another James Wan type. It's not James Wan. It's actually
There wasn't really a twist ending of this film.
No,
it was very straightforward. You kind of knew what was going on at the end, and plays out very common. Yeah, stereotypical. I suppose.
What I liked was like how it was the budget was only $5 million, so like anybody could have shot this movie. Not really, but like it wasn't too much CGI. It was actually like masks and shit.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I mean, I want to go as far as saying anyone could have shot this movie
No.
for $5 million. You said.
Yeah,
I mean, it was.
that's not that much. That's a quarter of what they did The Conjuring with.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that much at all. I mean, if you look at like the higher Hollywood movies, they're spending millions and almost $100 million. Like Lord of the Rings was like $120 million the budget right there,
Yeah,
and this movie was made with $5 million. It's still kind of low budgeted, but like $5 million is still a lot,
yeah,
but not really.
but not really in the respect of other movies.
But the reason why these movies keep on being produced because it costs so little to make, and they make so much money off of it, which is I'm fine. I liked Annabelle.
Yeah, it's actually the highest grossing horror movie in the Philippines.
There we go. Yes,
Yeah.
and I would if I were in Philippines, I would totally watch it as well.
I mean,
could contribute.
I mean, the doll itself was definitely a piece of art as well. Like that's like you can't find that anywhere. That's why it's like
Would you own that doll?
no, never.
No, because of the movie or
Because
no?
of the movie, absolutely
Yeah.
not. Like I'm not owning that doll because of that.
Yeah, I actually Googled to see if I can like buy this doll, and
So you would like I would never do that.
I did find this doll online,
Like you
but
probably would buy the Baby Mobile too because it plays the same tune as the music box from The Conjuring.
maybe. But I did find this doll online, but it wasn't these replica. I found like a cheaper version, like a Raggedy Ann doll. That's what it looked like.
Oh, so
Of
it
the
looked like the
Annabelle.
actual doll.
Yeah, but what I really liked about this film was the way he directed this movie. He really focused on the doll.
Yeah.
Every scene the doll was shown, he really focused on the doll and not the character.
Well, I didn't like was how Mia kept walking away from the baby like a lot to check on like the supernatural stuff. Like it was just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, even at the ending, like, she was more like worried about Fred.
Yeah, than her kid.
Yeah, she knocked the demon for a second. She totally forgot about her kid, and then out of nowhere, she's like, "Oh shit, I got my my child to worry about."
Yeah.
And she went after child. Yeah, no, I mean there are definitely some horror tropes in this movie that there's a lot of stuff that is actually wrong with this film, but the scares. That's why I enjoyed this movie so much.
Yeah, there were a lot of jump scares in this movie.
Yeah, no, there definitely was a lot of jump scares in this film. It was a lot of creepy moments, like the elevators.
That was really horrible what was happening to her, how she had to run back down the corridor into the stairwell and then like it's just like, oh my god.
And you felt her pain, right?
Yeah, this thing's terrorizing me. Like, oh my god, like I don't want to be involved.
Right. This movie you would say like is kind of like a psychological, like in that scene.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because like your brain is trying to register what is going on or what you're seeing. And then as soon as your brain registers, you're totally crept out.
Yeah.
That's what I like about a lot of like horror movies.
And I like the way that when she was in the storage container, how it like you almost thought for a second that she was gonna get trapped in there because of the way she was moving out was so slow. You think like for a second it's just like, oh wait, is she gonna get caught?
But she didn't.
No.
No,
she actually got down to the stroller, like saw that it was nothing.
But it was moving. The sheet in the stroller.
Yeah, it was crying. It was just like
it was bloody too. And she was very hesitant about. I wouldn't touch that stroller.
Yeah,
I mean, I would have maybe walked over that stroller. To be honest with you.
I mean, AIDS wasn't around, but the point is that you don't touch bloody strollers.
No, but you don't go over the strollers where the baby's crying in the middle of the dormitory.
Yeah, you get the hell out of there. That's,
Exactly.
Like, I'm not gonna like the mother will be around soon, and I guarantee she's gonna be pissed.
But yeah, she went straight over, like seeing what it was, and it was nothing. I would have just got out of there right away.
Yeah.
Come on, a crying baby. That's not normal. It's definitely a setup.
Yeah, I would, but they want you to they want you to believe that this woman believed that was an actual baby, like for a second.
Yeah,
and it wasn't a trick. Like for some reason, she was a little bit gullible.
Yeah.
Like, is she not
She was like gullible.
Your husband is a fucking doctor, and you want us to believe that you're that stupid?
She was very gullible, even with the drawings of, of those two kids. You know, with the truck coming closer.
Then again, they didn't explain that was not the kids, and it was actually Annabelle. They never explained that in the movie. They just inferred.
Well, I mean, they kind of like assumed. I mean, that you would assume that it was. Yeah, but we really don't know if it was the. Well, it's not.
It's not what?
Annabelle wasn't doing that. It was really like the demon.
Yeah.
The spirit of Annabelle was kind of like taunting the demon.
It was like, like with it.
Yeah, and then the demon wanted the soul of somebody.
Yeah, and it got what it wanted. So that's like a happy ending for the demon.
It was a happy ending for the person who sacrificed her soul as well, like, because she was in her daughter.
Yeah, but it was like messed up. Like they just met, and it was like, come on, like you're really gonna sacrifice yourself for someone you just met?
Yeah, and they were like best friends too. The woman just really wanted to be with her daughter.
But she won't be with her daughter because the demon has her soul now, and she can't enjoy the afterlife.
That is true, with the daughter. So
she said she had a purpose. She never said that she was going to see her daughter.
But
sorry.
No, that's a plot hole.
Yeah,
that's a plot hole. Like her soul belongs to the demon or the devil.
Yeah,
she may never see her daughter.
Unless her daughter went to hell and is like helping the devil.
Well, she was young, so maybe she didn't. But who knows? There's some evil 7-year-olds out there.
She wasn't 7. She was about her age.
The daughter?
Yeah, she said the daughter's, she said, was about the age of Mia.
So Annabelle Higgins, and her boyfriend was part of Occult, the Disciples of the Ram.
The cult name was the Disciples of the Ram?
Yes. I didn't find that much information about it. It was apparently made up for the film. Essentially, it means like the children are students of the devil. The occults usually have the pentagram, right?
Yeah.
But this movie had that different symbol.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was. I never saw that before.
Yeah, I have no idea what that was.
That was creative, though. I like that.
It was.
How they made it something else.
Yeah.
Like it was specifically to conjure a demon.
Yeah. Would you conjure the devil or some like random guy?
Look, I did this scene with John at ATI where I played
what's ATI?
Actors Training Institute.
Okay.
When I did this scene where it's Mephistopheles coming to this guy, Faustus, and Faustus wants to sell his soul, so like Mephistopheles comes along and it's just like, yeah, it's like, you want to sell your soul to me? And he's just like, okay. And he's just like, I've tasted the eternal joys of heaven. I've seen like what heaven is like, and like would I really turn my back on all that? And it's just like he's trying to say that like in the play he made a mistake. So, like, I don't know if I would really want to conjure the devil. Like, if the devil thinks that he made a mistake
So he's backing out.
Yeah. I mean, that's just my perspective, like, on it. Like, why would you want to leave heaven? Like, have that. Because, like, if you really conjure the demon, you're really trying to go to hell.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, believe in...
I mean, like, I don't know what I believe in anymore because of that, but it's just... I don't know. These movies make you want to believe it, so it's just like, it's kind of fun.
The intro of the film is...
It's kind of a slow burner.
Yeah, a little bit. It was creepy.
Well, at least in this movie, they explain where the doll comes from. Like, the husband had to find it. Like, he didn't just... Like, oh, here's this doll. It's like, no, I know you've been looking for this doll, honey, you know. She's just like, thank you, I love it.
Yeah, it wasn't like your typical doll film, like, it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's not like Chucky, where, like, you find out where it comes from at the end of the movie.
But when Annabelle Higgins, like, always says, I like your dolls, like, it's such a good quote in this movie. Like, it stands out. Like, it still haunts me, like, today. And, like, the way she looks, like, with her long hair and her white, like, nightgown or white dress, that's a creepy image, you know? It's kind of like Samara from The Ring.
Yeah.
And, like, the loud music. Like, I'm pretty sure there's no more loud music throughout the film except for the intro.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, the music was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it was just loud. Annabelle, yeah, I was looking forward to this film for 2014 because, like, The Conjuring was so good. It was so well written, and... It was actually originally PG-13, but because it was so spooky and scary, they made it rated R. And then there were talk of a prequel and that's Annabelle. It was something to look forward to in the year 2014. It was a little bit like disappointed. I mean, the scares are good, and the whole cinematography was not bad. It's just like there was no plot, and like you said, it was like a slow burner. It's like and like what both of us said, it was like very repetitive.
Yeah, where the husband leaves and comes back and leaves.
And like it's typical perfect husband, wife who's who sees things and she's pregnant, she has a new kid. But overall, I'll definitely give this movie like a 6, 7. I'll give it a solid 7.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this movie?
6.5 or 7. I would say 6.5 though, because the repetitiveness of it was getting to me.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. Maybe I'll go with 6.7 because I really can't decide if it's 6.5 or 7. So I'll go with 6.7.
All right, that seems more reasonable.
All right, so that was our feature review for episode 2 of the Garden of Horror.
Yeah.
We didn't mention this before. If you guys listen all the way through, we actually have I wouldn't say a contest, but like our 50th or 25th or 100th subscriber, you will receive in the mail on a mail day, and I hope it's Tuesday, a framed print of the poster of the original Exorcist movie.
I like that
print. Yeah. So we'll decide 25th, 50, 75, 100 subscriber. We will decide soon enough. Maybe it will be the 25th, to be honest with you. And you will receive this print framed. Well, Max, it looks like this concludes our second episode of The Garden of Horror.
All right,
so please subscribe. Please leave a comment below. Share your thoughts. Tell us what you think of this episode 2. If you have any recommendations for episode 4, that'll be greatly appreciated. Episode 3 should be released soon. And Max, what's the theme for episode 3?
Hollywood remakes.
Yeah, it should be an interesting one. All right, we'll rock and roll. You don't hear that?
No. Hear anything?
Oh shit. Okay. Be together. Turn off the mic. Now.